Susie, 3 rounds through now in the Pro 15s. How are you finding the team is settling into the competition?
They're settling in really well. It's very new to a lot of them, the level that we're playing at. Not to the internationals, but English rugby is a bit different to playing in the States or Spain or wherever. So, and obviously learning to play alongside each other is the biggest challenge. So the message these last 2 weeks has been no excuses now. We're not a new team. So we don't want to be labelled as that new team that's doing quite well. We want to now be able to be performing and be happy with our performance.
And having that break last weekend, obviously quite short into the season, that give a good opportunity for you and Amy and the rest of the coaching team to look back and kind of really get to grips with where you are as a team at the moment?
Yeah, 100%. So we've now had a clear 2-week window where we can look back at what's happened. We can have lots of conversations that you don't necessarily get to have in a game week. We can have one-to-ones with players, and see how they're feeling, because that's super important, and just reflect a bit. But then obviously plan to go forward. That's what we want to do. We want to improve. So we've looked to reinforce bits of our attacking strategy, our defensive strategy, and spend a bit more time on them, but not do anything massively different. Just as I said, we still haven't had much time together, but we're just trying to go right. Let's really go for this now.
It must feel like kind of in at the deep end, having the likes of Harlequins and Bristol in 2 of your 3 games, which are 2 very established teams. It must feel like you've kind of seen where you've been able to show the guys where that bar is that you need to.
Yeah, I mean, Harlequins last game out was tough. It was horrific conditions at Surrey Sports Park, which is the most exposed team place in the world. And we did all right, we should have done better. No, that's the frustrating thing. We let ourselves down with simple errors at the moment, and you can't afford to, because it's a free kick. So that gives them so much advantage, so much possession. But we are finding we're having the lion's share of possession. So therefore, why are we not able to execute well enough? And as I said, that's been what we've been working on. So yes, Quins are a really good side. We fell short of them. They're a good side. Bristol, we nearly nicked it at the end, but to be fair, they deserved the win. And Gloucester are a good side as well. So we've had some decent outings. And now, as I said, an extra 2 weeks, 5 weeks into the season, effectively. And we take on Worcester, who are, again, a good side, and then Darlington. So we'll really be able to measure where we are, I think, on Saturday.
And obviously, we've talked before about how you kind of getting this team together from afresh. Now that you've got your team together, and obviously you have a range of both local talent as well as international stars, how are you finding them mixing and gelling together as a team now?
They are really getting used to each other, and it's as much off the field as on. So bless them, the Spanish arrived back from Spain in time for kickoff against Quins, and that was the first time that Patricia had met Taylor, and they're playing 9 and 10 together. So that's the mark of where we were a couple of weeks ago. As I said, we've had more time. Patricia and Bimba are getting their first starts on Saturday, which is really exciting. They've been training with us all summer. The Welsh are back, which again brings some international experience. And along the way of the last few weeks, someone like Flo Robinson, a young 18-year-old, has had some decent exposure. So there's a bit of mixing and matching going on. And, when we're able to field those international players, Livda Merchant's going to start for her first time this weekend. And that's because she deserves it. But the others have deserved everything that they've had so far, because we're just, as I said, it's a funny old thing. We're just finding our way, and we've never been in this position before. But yeah, we're doing all right.
And looking forward to the weekend. Worcester, a team you would have obviously done your homework on. What are you expecting threats-wise?
Worcester are a really good side. They struggled for the first couple of seasons. They lost a lot of players. Since Joe Yapp went in, who's the head coach there, you've seen a massive change. So they have a big Welsh influence. So some of our players will know them well. Good players. But they've also got, your Lydia Thompsons on the wing. They've got Laura Keats, who's a seasoned international, but, finishing off her career type thing. And then they've got a blend of some really good young players. They like to move the ball, same as us. So I'm expecting a really decent game on Saturday. And I know Yappy is as well, because we know each other well. And then it's about who takes the opportunities, really, and who can perform better on the day. And what all our girls are really excited about is the fact that we've been allowed to continue playing, and we feel incredibly privileged compared to a lot of people, who are just not able to train and play. So that's the key message, let's really make the most of every opportunity that's coming, and Saturday is the next one.
And looking back at some of the past ones, as you said yourself, some great performances, maybe some little areas in there that have potentially cost where there could have been wins in some instances. You must be looking now for the girls to step up though,
Yeah.
and kind of actually make their mark on the league.
Honestly, I've thrown a gauntlet down. We want to win. We want to win. Okay, so yeah, we've had the excuses. You know, let's not be happy with being second best, because we're not, and we're better than that. So that has been a key message, and that brings pressure, and I want to see how the girls respond to pressure, and hopefully it's going to be in a good way. If not, then I'm not sure what happens next. But yeah, listen, we're in this league not to make up numbers. We want to be pushing and scoring tries and scoring points every time we turn out, whether that be through wins, try bonus points, you know, winning the game, staying in touch with games. You know, we just want to put performances out there that are going to be worthy of the league that this is.
And just finally, as the sun sets behind us, a beautiful Devon sunset, you must be hoping that the weather's slightly better than what it was up at Harlequin.
Yeah, Quins couldn't have been any worse. I think there's maybe a bit of rain forecast for Saturday. It's going to be our second time out on this beautiful field. The girls just love the fact that we're here at Sandy Park playing. Sun would be a bonus, but the fact that we're here, we'll take that.
Enjoy the weekend, Susie, and best of luck.
Thanks.